you.
I'm sure you've
Question over here.
I'm sure you've been through this kind of thing before, but what happens when you're in a match like, particularly as significant a match as the final, and you recognize that the guy across the net is clearly hurt? I mean, do you become more careful with your shots? Do you become more conservative? Do you try to get points to drag out longer? How do you handle that?
The thing is, anybody else but Guy Monfils, you will probably feel a little, what's going on. But if you have seen Gael in the last years, there were days where he played like that. You never know why he does it. And then all of a sudden, okay, he's not pulling any serve the way he could serve. And then you think like, okay, but from the baseline he was playing normal, so you don't know what was going on. And I mean, he's such a great player that I was trying to focus on my thing, which I've been doing well this week, and try to be aggressive, try to come to the net as much as I can. And of course then when you see him, I mean, before he retired, this game he was serving really slow. So, and then I missed so many returns because I knew, okay, well, maybe if I break him, this could be the end. You get a little tight. But, I mean, nobody wants to win a finals like that.
Right.
You want to be out there competing, but at the end of the day, you take the title. I mean, you have anyway no other option. But I mean, I felt like today I played well. I'm in great shape, and I was looking forward to that match, to that contest, because it's a great matchup. It's a defending player against an offensive player, so you get to see great tennis if both are in, like, having confidence like we do at the moment. So it's a pity that it had to end like that.
Your third week with Galo Blanco, were you expecting these kind of results so quickly?
Of course, when you hire a coach, that's what you expect.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he took me over in a tough moment of my career. I mean, I haven't played any matches. I haven't won any matches after Wimbledon. I took 4 weeks off with a shoulder issue, and I played terrible in Cincinnati. Shocking match against Monaco. So, and then coming back the week after to sit here with a trophy, we put a lot of work in. He talked a lot to me, and of course it's always a team that works well together. It's also my wife here that supports me, who is injured at the moment but who understands the game, and those two have done a fabulous job this week to get me in the right direction again, get my mindset right, and we spent some hours on the court, me and Galo, working on the right things, and it feels like the partnership is, of course, if you win a title, it's supposed to be always well, but it's not always the success, who makes it a good partnership, because especially off the court, we get along very well, and that's, being 32 years old, I think that's very important. Having a guy next to you that you trust after such a short time. And that's the case. He's a great guy, apart from being a great coach, and that was very important to me.
Scott, just to clarify, you injured your shoulder at Wimbledon?
Yeah.
And then you were off for 4 weeks after that?
Is this perfect preparation for New York for you?
Sure, it can't get any better. I mean, you win a title, you win 5 matches in a row, playing well. That's the most important thing. I feel like I'm playing great tennis at the moment, and that's. I mean, you cannot be happier coming into a Grand Slam like that.
Talk about your significance of winning your first ever tournament on a hard court, similar to what you'll be playing on in the US Open.
Well, I won 2-3 indoor tournaments. That's basically the same surface. So I love to play on the surface. I love the balls. Especially coming like the week before a Grand Slam, it's very important to get with confidence there, and that's what I'm doing right now. And it's just nice to see how close everything is together. I mean, a week ago, I wasn't a happy camper. I mean, I haven't played well. I have been struggling, and then it's just small things. When you get the confidence back and you play well again.
Could you see a progression from your first match this week to the end? Did you feel your game improving?
Yeah. The first match still wasn't pretty. mean, it was like, I was upset in the break. I lost the second set and was happy to get through that, and then played tactically a very good match against Benoit pair. Still not playing well, but I had a game plan and I executed well. That gave me a lot of confidence, and then from that day on I felt like, okay, I'm feeling the ball, I could go for more, especially when it was tight, and that's always the good thing with me. When I feel like when there is the crunch time and I go for winners and I make them, then when I'm dangerous the most.
Do you think you got off maybe to a slow start in this tournament, or struggled last week because you're having to think about new things your coach is teaching you?
No, not he. He didn't try to change much. He was trying to set me up for a few things. I felt like they have been working from the beginning. But the reason why I played terrible the last 2 weeks was just because I didn't have enough tennis in me. I wasn't practicing enough. I wasn't, feeling. When you do it for such a long time, you still need to go out there and get the hours in to work hard, and I didn't have them. So, and then playing against good players, you're just going to lose.
Can you just speak to your off-the-court experience in Winston-Salem this week?
Well, what I have to say is, like, we spent every night at the one Thai restaurant. The girls there they were great sushi. Apart from that, if you win, there's not much you do. I mean, the city, it's a small city. It's a nice place. It's quiet. It's completely the opposite from what you have next week, I think. And no, I liked it.
When you mentioned that, obviously John's from here, but he's mentioned it a couple of times, and I know anytime you go home, it's obviously a pleasant thing, but he talks about how the sort of peacefulness of this, before all the craziness in New York, that it really does his mind good. Is it a natural? I mean, is it a plus that this is a community that isn't so crazy where you need 2 hours to get to some place?
No, sure. It's like you focus on the things you need to do, and you come here. You have a plan for that week. And no matter if you play well or bad, you still get the chance to to work on your game. And it's a great facility. You have enough courts. You have the indoor courts if it rains. So they do a really good job with this tournament. And I usually don't like to play the week before a slam, but this is a perfect preparation week, because being in New York a week early just gets you crazy.
You've been here 3 years in a row. Will we see you next year?
The chances are pretty good.
Like he just said, you have been here for each tournament every 3 years, but the past 2 years, John Isner was the two-time defending champion coming in. Is there any disappointment at all that he wasn't able to participate in this tournament, and maybe you could have dethroned him at all or whatever from his two-time?
Well, that's tough to say. I mean, I like John as a person. He's a good friend of mine. I mean, he had a great run in Cincinnati, so I guess he saved his body, but I think we'll fight it out next year.
This is your 5th singles title, and you've got 12 doubles. Do you kind of look at it like you got 17, or
No, I have 5 and 12.
Okay.
And one mixed. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Okay, yeah. Do players recruit each other to come to certain events? Like, did John say, hey, we've got this event going to be held near my hometown?
No, you kind of talk about it. I mean, he would never come up to me and say, I think you should play that tournament. But of course, when you talk about scheduling, you ask how that tournament is, and you only hear good things about this one. So, but nevertheless, I think this is a week where you're over in the States for already 2 weeks, at least. But for me, I don't want to go early to New York. So and it's a great place to be. So no reason why not coming back next year.
Have any other players asked you about coming here, though, from your previous experiences?
No.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
See you
you.
next year. Thank you.
See you.